Hello there fellow modelers, Steve here, and on tonight's video is a roundup of the kits that I've got on the go, a few group builds that I've got, and the announcement of my own Dakota group build which started yesterday, but give or take a day. An announcement of the group build and some kits that I've picked up at a model show I went to, and bits and bobs and a bit gossip. Right, so we'll start off with one of me finished kits, which is not a group build kit, it was just a little side project that I had going. And it was that one, which is the Airfix. I know it's an old kit. The Airfix, it's an old kit and it's been reboxed I think about 3 times. As you can see, it's a tail sitter because I forgot to put a weight in the nose. It's the Airfix 1/72nd scale Hawker Seahawk FGA Mark 6, and it's in the markings of number, I'll consult my notes, number 806 Naval Air Squadron, which is also the markings that it wears. Well, the one wears that's with the Royal Naval Historic Flight based at Yeovilton. And this was quite a simple kit. There wasn't many parts to it. There's another. I've got another. Well, I think I've got about 2 or 3 Seahawk kits. One of them it's a Hawker Seahawk made by MPA Models, and it has the markings for another squadron that operated from HMS, I think it was either HMS Albion or HMS Eagle in the Suez conflict, and it has the black and yellow stripes on the wings and fuselage. I might make that at a later date, but this is just a quick build that I had going. It was quite an easy kit to put together, a bit of filler around the tailplane there, but apart from that, that's alright. You got a pilot with it, but it's one of them terrible Airfix 1970s pilots, just a lump of plastic with a helmet on, so I've ditched it and just left it with just the seat. Has a couple of bombs underneath the wings and a couple of fuel tanks, and I'll give you a look underneath. It's got a weird system of undercarriage. The undercarriage doors, they retract into like a double way. They don't like sort of the left one retracts that way and that one retracts that way. They retract into each other. It's a bit of a weird setup. And the markings went on okay. I've tried something. I've been using this decal fix and you can still see the silvering. But what I've tried is, I've sprayed it with the clear varnish before I put the markings on, and I've tried spraying it when I put the markings on afterwards, and it seems to have tidied up the silvering. It's more not visible on another kit that I'll show you that I've finished, well, nearly finished anyway. But it was a good kit to build, and it's a carrier aircraft because that's my favourite. I think this was a 2nd generation jet, or it was, yes it was, because the 1st generation was the Supermarine Attacker, which was the first carrier-borne jet aircraft in the Royal Navy. But this served from, I think it was 1949 till about 1960, and it also served with the Dutch Air Force, the German Kriegsmarine, and also operated from INS Vikrat in the Indian Navy, and they had their Seahawks right up until the early 80s when they were replaced by Sea Harriers. So that's a good kit to build. It was a nice kit, and like I say, I'll build the one when I get round to it of the one in the Suez markings, because it's a different squadron. I think it's 804 Right, so that's that one there. This one is another kit that I've been doing just on the side. It's nearly finished. And it's the Airfix 1/48 scale Supermarine Seafire FR4647. You can make either version. And this went together very well, no problem at all. Bit of filler on the tailplane, but that's about it. And I've tried the same method with the decals and it seems to have worked. There's not so much silvering, because it can be a pain in the bottom, silvering. And I'm doing it with the wings folded. And there's the contra-rotating propeller. Now I did paint the pilot. Where is he? Oh, he's about somewhere. I did paint the pilot. I thought I'll put him in later, but when I took all the masking tape off after I'd been spraying it, the pilot wouldn't fit in. So I'm just going to put it that he's sitting on the wing, which is a bit unorthodox, but there you go. And there's the wings with the black and white markings on, because this is a Seafire, possibly one of the last in action of number 800 Squadron that flew from HMS Triumph in June 1950 at the beginning of the Korean War, but they were withdrawn soon after and replaced by the Sea Fury. Yes, that's the, where does that, I don't know, it should be end up like that. And it's got a set of rockets, 4 on each wing, and also underneath there's a drop tank. Like I say, this was just a on the side build that I had going on, and that's turned out very well. Another carrier aircraft. I'm obsessed with carrier aircraft. Right, well, we'll put that over there. Now, what's next? The Luftwaffe group build ran by the creator, and this ends at the end of this month, and I'm doing this, which is a Focke-Wulf TA-183 by PM Models. There's the box art. It's one of them designs that never got off the drawing board. Now, when I did the first inbox review, it's very much similar to the MiG-15, but this went together no problem. A bit of filler on the wings, underneath, the basic simple kit. I think there's about 20 parts, not even that. So I've got the fillers done now. I've got to do a bit more painting around the engine and the wheel wells, and then it'll be ready to do an undercoat. Like I said, what is the date now? It's the 17th. I've got till the end of the month, a couple of weeks time, so I should get that finished. That up there. Now, what next? The Battle of Britain group build, run by Ian and Charlie. And I'm doing the Matchbox, the Airfix new tool. I think it is new tool, it looks like it, ME110. And that's coming along fine. It's a beautiful kit. Hardly any filler, in fact none. No filler at all. Great panel lines, very good. And the pilots are quite good. I've painted the pilots, taking a tip from Panzerman Bill, Panzerman Bunker. Hi there, Bill, because he doesn't like to see a nude cockpit. But they've turned out pretty well. It's got the life jacket on and the helmet and the blue Luftwaffe colour overall. Now that ends when... It's not till the the 10th of October, so I've got plenty of time for that to be finished. I've watched Charlie himself. Hi there, Charlie. I know you enjoyed your trip to America. The videos you've put on, they look fantastic. He's doing the Hawker Hurricane 1/48 scale airfix, and he said that he mightn't get it finished, but who cares? You'll get it finished when you get it finished. And Ian, he's doing the, I think it's the Sea Gladiator or a Gladiator. I haven't seen much of how far he's got with that. And he is Frankie Day, he's doing a cardboard model of a Stuka, and Martin Lamont, the international scale modeler, he's doing the Supermarine Spitfire Mark II-A, which I done early on this year, and that's turned out great. Beautiful kit to put together. I'll do a close-up of it. It's basic at the moment. So that's for that group build. Now here's a couple of side kits that I've got on the go. I like to have more than one kit. This is the Airfix Douglas Devastator, Douglas TBD-1 Devastator, pre-war American torpedo bomber, another carrier aircraft. Now this had a bit of filler problems around there. It wasn't level, so I had to try my best to level it out, and the rudder didn't align, so I've had to modify that a bit. The model show I went to, which I'll see in a minute, in Scotland, Edinburgh, there was a guy there had one of these, and he's did a fantastic job with it. And I asked him if he had any problems with the filler, and he said he didn't. It must have just made mine, the mould must have just warped a bit. And there's a shot of it inside with the two seats, the 3 seats, sorry. There's a pilot, an air gunner, I think it was a radio man who doubled as a torpedo man, 3-man crew. And I'm doing it in the colourful pre-war markings, which is that. Obviously not what had appeared in the early months of the Second World War, when it was eventually withdrawn from service because it was obsolete. Anyway, so that's that going on. And another one that I've started, which is the Republic F-105 Thunder Chief, the third of the Vietnam era. Big plane, a fairly unique design of wing roots. There's quite a bit of detail in there I've put in the cockpit. I'll see if you can see it there. I don't know where I think I've tossed it out, the box art. It was just one of them, not the classic Airfix box arts. I think these appeared the early 90s, where they were just a model, and it didn't look very good, so I've tossed it. But this will have the Vietnam era style camouflage with the 3-tone on the top and the grey underneath. And there's the bottom view of it. And this is the 2-seat Wild Weasel version. And I've consulted me Aircraft of the World cards, and there's I think that's the single-seater, which is that there. But the Wild Weasel was a specialised radar suppression aircraft with a rear cockpit for a weapons officer. So that's that on the go. I'm just plodding on with that really. Now what else have I got? Me figure for Russell Gosling's Waterloo group build or community build that lasts this year. And that's how far I've got with me 95th Rifleman, which is will be heavily disguised as Richard Sharp. Quick after that, the Chosen Men. Now I had to modify the hand or the arm because it was really in tight there and you couldn't see the detail. So I bought another kit which is a Coldstream Guard or a Grenadier Guard, one of the two, from the same Airfix kits, and just used the arm, modified it a bit so it looks like the arm, and it's hanging down each side. Where is it? Oh, it's there. It'll be hanging down there, sort of thing, and he'll have the rifle in his hand, not ready to be shot, and he's down. So that's coming along fine. I'm pleased with that. I can't wait to start the detail on there. So I can get a close up. The braiding. You can see the raised buttonholes. That'll be good to do. So that's that. Right, what else have I got on the go? That's it regarding model wise. Now, this was a couple of Saturdays ago. I visited the Skill Scotland model show, which was held at the Hilton Hotel at Edinburgh Airport. I went up there with my model club because we had a stand there, and I put a couple of models on display. I don't know if there's I put the Spitfire Mark II, one I did early in the year, and the LA7, which I did for Martin Lamont's For the Love of Freddie group build. I put them on. You can see that on Martin's slideshow. And it was the first time this group had put the show on. Just checking the time now. And it was a really good show, really good day out. Got a few bargains there, and I also met Gary from Making Models Again. Hi there again, Gary, and he had his little mini sub looking at the Sunken Zero, and I'd watched it on YouTube and I've said it was fantastic, but it was even better seeing it close up, eye to eye. I had a good natter with him. He was there with his club. I can't remember what the club was now, but he was there with his model club anyway. And we spent all day there. We had a really good show. And the stuff that I got from there, just some odds and sods really, some sandbag sections from SB Scotia, Scotland. Always come in handy. Got a couple of thin brushes. Tamiya extra thin cement. You know, that always comes in handy. A little mini saw. And I modify it by making a handle because this was a replacement. The one with the handle was too dear. Some masking tape refill. Always comes in handy. And this one I've seen on YouTube before, which is plastic putty, but it's got a nozzle on. Rather than get a great big lump or put it on with a cocktail stick and you've got bits all over, it tends to be, because I've actually used it on the TA-8183 and it's worked out quite well. That. And this, there was a guy at the model show, this will be right up your street, Frankie. He does paper models, and he had a V2 rocket, what else did he have? He had a little biplane, and he also had one of the vehicles out of the new Mad Max film. And the lad I was walking around with out of my model club, Terry, he does trucks, and he was quite impressed with that, and he actually thought, is that plastic? He says, no, that's card. And I picked up this. Now I know Frankie does these all the time and makes a fantastic job of them, but I'm gonna give that a go and see how far I can get with it. It's just basic. It doesn't have any cockpit interiors like the ones that Frankie has. So I'll get round to doing that, and it should be good. That's something different. And also there was this, which is a card modelling websites, which probably Frankie knows all about. So that'll be an interesting thing to make, that. And it's something I've never did before. Right, kits. I spent a bit, like. I got that, which is a Messerschmitt BF 109 E4/7 tropical version from Revel 1/48 scale, because I like that camouflage. I've got a little small Matchbox one. I've had it for years and I'm always fancy doing a bigger version. So that'll be good. And this, which I got off eBay, which is a monogram, 1/72 scale, a Ford tri-motor. Looks like a really old kit. Now I'm planning on doing this. If anybody's seen Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, at the beginning of the film, not when he's in the nightclub, when he goes onto the Ford tri-motor and he jumps out with Short Round and Willie Scott in the life raft, the Ford tri-motor, I'm thinking of doing it in the markings of that, which is in the markings of Lao Chi or Lao Chow Airways. So that'll be an interesting thing to make. Looks like a really old kit. And this, which I got off eBay, an Airfix 1/72 scale, 1/48 scale MiG 17, because I like that camouflage. That's the Vietnamese Air Force, I think, North Vietnamese Air Force. Because I did the, no, it was the North Korean Air Force. I did the Dogfight Double, was a group build that UK Scale Modeler did, and I did the MiG 15 with the Sea Fury. There's good camouflage that I've seen on eBay, so I'll have that. And these are the kits that I picked up at the model show in Scotland. Now I've been after one of these, a T-34 1/35 scale. They're going to do that in a diorama with a snow scene, because you can have either the summer or the winter, with the green's obviously the summer and the white is the winter. And I know I bought a Panther tank at, I forget which model show it was on. It didn't have any tracks in, and I was going to do a scene with that, so I've got that. So I'll do that. When I'll get round to doing that, I don't know. And I'd fancy doing one of these for a while now, so I got one of them, which is a Sword Lightning F3, known as the Frightening. And you can do that in the markings of number 56 Squadron or treble 1. I don't know when I'll get round to doing that. And the last one I picked up, which was this, which is a Hobby Boss 1/72 scale Sikorsky SH-60B Seahawk, another carrier aircraft. And that looks good. I like that marking as well. So that's me kits that I've bought now. Now me Dakota group build, which starts, well, it started yesterday because I'll download this on the Friday, on the 17th of September, and it'll run for 3 months until the 17th of December, which is the 80th anniversary of the DC-3's maiden flight. And I'll be doing this one, which I picked up at Telford last year. It's the 1/48 scale C-47 Skytrain, but I won't be doing it in the markings of the Berlin airlift. I've got 2 or 3 versions going round in my head, but I don't know which one to pick. I'll do an inbox review of this possibly next week sometime, and I'll also reveal the version I'm doing then. because I've got to order something off eBay that's connected with it. I can get it, but it's an integral part of the markings. I've got all the rest, so I'll do a review of that probably next week. So, and anybody can join. You've got a wealth of experience. You can build either a DC3, a C47, C53, R4D. If you can find a kit that has it or modify it a bit, the Russian Li2, which was the license build version, and I believe there's also a Chinese version that had a gun turret on the top. So look around on the internet for that. And well, with it being in its 80th year, there is still quite a few flying, whether it's in like a museum club. I know the Battle of Britain Memorial Flight has one. There's also a Dutch Dakota Association, and there's quite a few in America. It used to be called the Confederate Air Force, but I think they changed the name. I can't remember where it is now. They've got a few. And there's also a hell of a lot in museums, and there's also some that's still flying, working, either carrying freight or passengers. And no doubt in 2035, when the type will be 100 years old, there'll probably be still quite a few flying. It just shows you what a robust, adaptable design it was. So that started yesterday, and I'll do a review of that, and I'll probably start mine in a couple of weeks' time. So that's all I've got for today. And I believe I might be going to another model show in Glasgow, possibly in a couple of weeks' time. I don't know if I'll have to sort it out with me model club. And then after that is the Telford Model Show, which I'm definitely going to with me model club this time, because I wasn't in the club last time, but I still went anyway. And that'll be interesting. I always look forward to that. So that's my video for tonight's video. And I've got to do a video of, well, what I call the map room, which is all the modelling area, because there's a few people who've did that. I know Ian's did one of his. It's in his garage. It's only a small space, but he's got everything there and it looks good. So I'll have to do a review, like a wrap round of what it's like in here. I've did a few photos, I think I put them on my Facebook account, but not a full commentary about, because I've changed it a bit and I've modified. I've got a little shelf with all my paints on, and I've modified. Got a stand for my airbrush now, and that's out the way, and I'm getting on with that. That's coming along pretty good. Right, so that's my modelling waffle for tonight. Happy modelling, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye now.